Sarah Overstreet took 3 quick breaths before the pod opened, and she stepped into a new world. She knew what to expect from the girls who'd gone before her, but the pills they'd given her for the trip disoriented her. She had to take it, or the week-long trip up to Klaskian would have been unbearable. Now she needed to get her wits about her. Every step she took while she was on the planet affected the cause. She was the most important pawn in the chess game of bringing down the aliens. She had to sacrifice her body and be a willing participant. It was something she didn't believe in, but only a few of the members of SAAB were left that were young women. Some of the others had already come up and been surrogates to bring back the information that was needed to make this mission possible. The ground warped and seemed to move beneath her feet as the drugs she'd been given still remained in her system. Thankfully, their effects would soon wear off. She squeezed her eyes closed and slowly counted backward from 10. As the drugs started to make their way out of her system, she opened her eyes and looked around. The platform the pod landed on put her in the mind of the subway. She stretched, feeling like she had not been able to fully extend her arms for days. The joints in her back and arms cracked. Slowly, she rolled her neck on her shoulders, trying to ease the tension in the muscles. The pod was roomy enough you could stand if needed, but she was scared if she moved around too much, it would malfunction, and she'd fall through space forever. She shivered. The thought of dying free-falling through space was not something she wanted to experience. She'd always had an irrational fear of deep space, even though she'd never been there. They didn't really get to practice the ride up. They had a zero-gravity chamber and a demo pod for how it would be inside, but you couldn't really get a good sense of what it was actually like in one until you were hurtling through space on your way to a distant planet. She was walking in line now with hundreds of women. These women willingly gave up their bodies and carried these aliens' babies. It was beyond her. When the program first started, they'd sent Denise. Sweet little Denise. She had reported she was one of 20, and now the program was taking in more and more. Denise had left the cause once she became an actual surrogate. She'd reported the alien sperm was an aphrodisiac and addictive to humans. She said once the babies were inside of her, she no longer believed in stopping the surrogacy program. That was why the cause had stressed Sarah would not get pregnant. She was ready. The scientists she worked with had inserted something inside that would keep the alien sperm from implanting. She would but be a successful surrogate, but that wasn't what she was there for. The aliens didn't allow anything brought in but the clothes the women wore and their IDs. This meant the infecting agent to add to their atmosphere also had to be concealed in her body. She touched the little vial implanted in her arm and smiled. So little to destroy so much. She didn't see it as hurting the aliens, but helping them leave before they were wiped out. She felt like they were being fair to them and only destroying a few to save the many. That's what the cause stressed to them, and she believed it. There was a large blue man standing on a platform in front of them. Sarah had never actually seen one of the aliens up close before. She was struck how vibrant the blue was. The man's purple eyes looked at them all as he spoke. When his eyes met hers, she felt like he was staring right into her soul.